Koeman's idea of a quiet Tuesday morning is punching holes in his goalkeeper. Even without the services of 3 top internationals, Johan Cruyff has another dozen in his squad to choose from. Spanish champions with 4 games to spare, a European institution coached by a European legend.
In English football, normally physical is a part of the game. We like to see a nice game, good football game, and have a look if we can play a nice game where everybody can be happy.
Time to focus the mind. Time to focus on the morning headlines. So Matt Busby is here, a reassuring sight for the modern-day babes.
Everybody nice and relaxed?
Yes, very much so. We're looking forward to it now.
Nervous at all at this stage, or is it
no,
early?
A bit early for us, I think, but I'm sure about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock we'll be kind of a bit nervous.
What's the plan for the rest of the day?
Well, I know the plans I'm going to have. I'm going to do a bit of training and I'm going to go to sleep all afternoon, hopefully.
2 players in particular will sleep better than they did the previous day. Goalkeeper Les Sealey has proved his fitness in training. Gary Pallister's okay too. Fergie's holding a full hand.
Everybody looked relaxed training there. Is that the case?
Well, it's a normal training session. It should be that way.
And what are your impressions of the stadium?
It's fine, yes. No complaints at all.
Do you get nervous at this time, be honest?
No. You see me at 6 o'clock tomorrow, you'll see me. No, I'm enjoying it. This is it. People strive all their life to get to finals, European finals. I'm fortunate to have done it twice, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Straks bij StadsTV Rotterdam. Engelse supporters worden opgevangen in het park.
Despite their clean behaviour record on tour, the Red Army's arrival for the final had Rotterdam on alert. A week before the big game, the mayor of the city was said to want the match moved. The day after the final, his chief constable was saying United fans were welcome back every week.
What do you think of the United fans?
What I've seen of them, they're quite nice. So far, no problem. They're having a good time. Let's hope it stays that way.
What's the mood between the fans here?
Brilliant.
No bother.
The rain, the policeman's friend, poured down on the queues outside the Feyenoord Stadium. It could have snowed for all the 18,000 with tickets cared. For those without, a big screen view of the final and the thrill of saying, I was there. Well, nearly. The riot police waited, but there was no right for them to police. 5 arrests, the remainder ambassadors all. The real winners on cup final night, the magnificent Manchester United fans.
The Red Army's invasion of Rotterdam was noisy but peaceful. 13,000 arrived from all over England. They were met by a police operation which was a model of efficiency. Each side's supporters were kept 3 miles apart until late in the day. They arrived at opposite sides of the ground and never faced each other.
No trouble at all. That's what we want. Good game of football, good game. Win or lose, we go home happy.
Thank you, Lucy. You rejoin us here at the Feyenoord Stadium, where the big match kicks off very shortly. And then you've got Brian Robson from midfield. If he comes through and plays the way that he can play, those 3 players, if they play well, then Manchester United will beat Barcelona.
Let's hope they do. Dennis, thank you very much indeed.
Enter the heroes of '68, Bobby and Nobby reminiscing on the site of the next great continental conquest. Fergie's army, battalions and battalions of them, in occupation of the Feyenoord Stadium. Their battle anthem, Land of Hope and Glory. The standard bearers for a national game and a national reputation. They set the mood. Their champions fought it magnificently.
What about the fans?
I think all the lads have been moved by what they're saying tonight. We came out as soon as we got to the ground, and there was a lot of United fans in there. And to hear them sing a Land of Hope and Glory like they are now has been absolutely fantastic boost for the lads.
In the opposing corner, Johan Cruyff, just 43 days after a heart bypass operation. It was to be no night for a man in his condition. It was to be Fergie's night.
Alex, magnificent, isn't it?
Ah, marvellous. What a support, eh?
What an atmosphere.
Fantastic. Well, hope's a great night for them.
Feyenoord Stadium was the scene of England's last triumph in Europe just before Heysel. Tonight, as the rain drenched the supporters, Steve Bruce's challenge left Mark Hughes to poach the first. Then a Hughes solo effort, probably the best in his career. It was a sweet moment of revenge. The rest of the match was frantic as first Koeman's free kick gave the Spanish side hope.
Manchester United are winners! 2 goals for 1 after a wait of 23 years.
does it feel like?
Oh, it's magnificent. Look at that. That's just about it. It's the club. It's what Manchester United's about. Winning the biggest things you can possibly win. Players run their legs off and they play some good football. And I'm so proud of them. They've done themselves a lot of... They've distinguished themselves as far as I'm concerned tonight. They're heroes now.
To Manchester United.
Congratulations!
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's brilliant as well. I think it's just brilliant.
You outplayed them, though.
Sorry?
You outplayed them.
They're quite a strong team. They played a lot of nice football, but I think we had where it counts. We hurt them at the back. We never tried to give them a rest. And the goal that finished it was an absolute classic.
You did it in style, didn't you? Played well.
Yeah, the lads really put it in that, and I think we deserved that win.
When you went 2-0 up, you thought, do you think that was it?
Well, especially when they got the man sent off, but Gurman's had a great free kick there and that, you know, which just made us a wee bit nervous the last 5 minutes.
And how did these old legs stand up to that then?
No problem. Don't mind these every week.
I think every United fan thought you'd maybe taken the ball too wide.
I think I was one of them as well, but I knew once I got past him, there was a lot of space to hit, and I was just thankful we went in.
And how does this moment compare to the rest in your career?
Oh, this is the best thing that's ever happened, I tell you. It's magnificent.
And so far, the fans too have played their part in England's perfect return to Europe.
Manchester United, winners of the European Cup Winners' Cup. From Rotterdam, a very good night to you all.
Manchester United's Red Army returned to Old Trafford today. The European Cup Winners' Cup secured. The reputation of English fans abroad newly restored. In Rotterdam, there was no trouble, and praise for the fans came from the police in Holland and the Prime Minister in England. Now Manchester is ready to welcome home the team that conquered Europe.
Had time for it all to sink in, or is it still too emotional, too new?
No, it'll take time, I think, but I think when the new season starts and you know you've got European Cup in front of the team photograph, you'll know then.
United came back home tonight, so did the European Cup Winners' Cup, and half of Manchester turned out to pay tribute to the players who brought it home.
Did you expect this sort of reception this much?
Well, we all knew how important it was to the Manchester people to win a European trophy, and obviously by the turnout tonight, they're showing their feelings.
Does it perhaps put a bit of pressure on you now? You realise what you've got to live up to, all these people's expectations?
Well, being at United, there's always expectations to live up to, but that's the beauty of playing for this club. I mean, there's no better club to play for.
Already the 10 deep, and we haven't even got into Manchester yet. It's an incredible turnout, and just as today, like last night, they did themselves proud, and they were a delight to see last night.
What do you think of the fans, Manchester United?
Well, I mean, they're second to none, really. I mean, they went over there yesterday, and it was a bad evening, and they've all got soaking wet, but it didn't care monkeys to them. They all sang their hearts out, and when a set of supporters can outnumber the likes of Barcelona by 70 to 30, by the way it looked as we were looking, is something to shout about.
In Altrincham there were thousands, in Sale there were more, in Stretford more still, and so it went on through the city centre, onto Salford and into Eccles, a huge splash of red and white escorting the bus every yard of glorious progress.
It's been fabulous, hasn't it? Couldn't be better. In the few times that I've come back to receptions like this, nothing's compared with this.
Do you think that's because it's a European trophy and that bit extra special?
Yeah, I think it is the charisma of the European competitions. I think that's what's given the club the charisma that it's got. You know, and it shows what people in Manchester think about the European competitions.
An open-top bus carried the victorious United team from the Cheshire countryside into the Manchester suburbs and the heartland of their support. Last night the headlines belonged to the players, Steve Bruce and fellow goalscorer Mark Hughes. Tonight the team were happy to share their triumph and the limelight with their supporters.
Always look on the right side of life.
The impeccable behaviour of United's Red Army in Rotterdam has been praised by the Dutch police and Britain's Prime Minister.
We went over there and everybody really behaved themselves. It was fantastic. You know, I mean, the fans was great. The locals were great towards us. You know, it was a really good day out.
No trouble at all. That's what you want, isn't it?
It was a long night for those who picked a vantage point down the route. The huge Schumann street party that was going on delayed the procession at every turn. But in the city centre, they waited patiently. Always look on the bright side of life.
What do you think of this, then?
Oh, it's quite exceptional, isn't it? I think we're all surprised and, well, amazed, really. It's a cold day, but I just think it shows the affection of Manchester United and what the supporters think of us.
Last night was obviously a great night for you and the club. Now you're actually back in Manchester showing the cup off to the people. Does it feel extra special? Has it sunk in even more?
Well, there's a lot of people who couldn't manage and probably didn't get tickets, and to them it's a special day. They've watched it on television and now we're home to celebrate with them.
It's going to take you hours to get to Deansgate and to get off the bus, isn't it?
Who's worrying?
Certainly not Alex. It's been a marathon journey since the European Cup Winners' Cup campaign began for him. The finishing straight has been the best bit. The message to him and his players from the people of Manchester tonight is simple.